case you missed it, it's the top 5 sports talkers of the day. Now, it's time for Dan Barrero's Top 5 at 5. Brought to you by Gutter Helmet of Minnesota. Never clean your gutters again. Learn more at gutterhelmetmn.com.
All right, there is some very tantalizing Olympic stuff to get to, correct?
There's all kinds. Should I play the sounder? I probably should.
Yes, absolutely.
Probably should.
We're down to the last few days.
It's true.
And how sloppy and unprepared am I to not have reached out much earlier today to Bill Guerin? Because today was supposed to be the day it made sense on Guerin.
Yeah.
And I flunked because it's already, what is it there, 6-hour time difference, 7,
something
whatever
like
it is.
that, yeah. He's getting ready for a semifinal game tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing he's at his favorite bar. It's Guerin. He's
the Team USA Hospitality House.
He's regaling, a bunch of people right now. He loves the whole process.
There were some good pictures of him yesterday where he's watching overtime and he's stressed, obviously.
Yes.
And then who else? Quinnesota, Hughes S.A. scores, and he does the Herb Brooks, both arms up, just going crazy. Some really good pictures. Here's the theme. So his new favorite player, Bill Guerin, he mentioned it when he got over to Italy, is Abby Murphy, Gopher star forward, who's on Team USA. Patrick Royce just brought up Abby Murphy. She's coming back to play for the Gophers, by the way, the rest of the season. Once they all get back, they do have a home series left in a few weeks before the WCHA playoffs and then the NCAA playoffs. But Abby Murphy had a great line in the scrum. Russo Radio, who used to be a regular on Bumper to Bumper, tweeted it out.
Wow. That's a shot.
Her quote was, "Legends do legendary things," which I think is a great quote. And she was talking about Hillary Knight.
Isn't that? Yeah. Okay, I'll leave it at that.
Legends do legendary things. She was talking about Hillary Knight scoring the game-tying goal with just over 2 minutes to go in the third period. It was 2:04 left to go in the third. Canada had pretty much handled and throttled and, what's the word I'm looking for, befuddled the high-flying U.S. team until Hillary Knight got on a shot from defenseman Layla Edwards, tied it up, and then Megan Keller got the golden goal in 3-on-3 overtime on a nice pass from former Gopher Taylor Heisey, and Team USA in women's hockey wins the gold medal.
It was pretty much as dramatic as you can get, right? You're the dominant team. You're one of the dominant stories. You've outscored your opposition 31-1 going into the game. And you find yourself basically, 2 minutes away from being shut out by Canada. And we were reminded that the U.S.'s, comeback, late goal at the end of the third period to tie it, game-winning goal in OT is the exact opposite of what happened in 2014 when the roles were reversed and Canada had... or the U.S. had, I should say, the late lead on Canada. Canada ties it late in the third, and then they go on to win it in overtime. So a marvelous comeback. To be honest, if you could argue that if you believe in a sense of theater, that this was the best way to win. That if they had just dominated start to finish the way they had Canada for, the last 7-8 games, it might have been kind of boring. But this brought eyeballs to it to say, oh, my God, are they actually in trouble here? Could they actually lose this thing? And to still find a way in a game in which you kind of been outplayed for much of it to get the thing done one way or another actually makes it even more dramatic than we might have hoped.
Why don't we straddle, stay ahead, and I can give you some NBA anti-tanking rules that have been floated around by the Commissioner Adam Silver and maybe some other Olympic stuff as well.
That's a fine idea.
Just in case you missed it, it's the top 5 sports talkers of the day. Now, it's time for Dan Barrero's Top 5 at 5. Brought to you by Gutter Helmet of Minnesota. Never clean your gutters again. Learn more at gutterhelmetmn.com.
All right, part 2.
Let me give you a Shams bomb, or at least a Shams story. Shams Charania.
Is that the same thing as a Tom bomb?
No, but that was brilliant. So good. He's right. It would have been great to hear KOC diplomatically get around some of the questions that Mike Zimmer. I remember Zimmer would even say to other reporters, "That's a Thomason question."
That's true.
So good.
Literally.
You go, that's a
What did it
Thomason
say?
question.
Yeah,
What
you're
are we doing? Commissioner Adam Silver informed the league's 30 general managers today that the NBA plans to make anti-tanking rule changes for next season.
Whoa.
Multiple sources with knowledge of today's meeting, as well as a late January competition committee meeting, told ESPN that these concepts have been discussed to curb tanking. You ready for the list?
Mm-hmm.
First round draft picks can be protected only for top 4 or top 14 plus selections. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Can't be protected?
Can't be protected. Because that's happening a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
like I think Utah's got a top 10 protected pick, and they're trying to keep it. That's why they're doing what they're doing. Lottery odds freeze at the trade deadline or a later date.
Okay.
I've heard that one by a couple people, and I really...
Yeah, but then, no, that's not going to work because then people are going to tank even earlier.
Not necessarily. They might, but then they can't tank the rest of the way.
No.
They have to actually play.
I don't know if I feel any better about them just moving up the tanking to December. Well, I'll have to think about that.
No longer allowing a team to pick in the top 4 in consecutive years and or after consecutive bottom 3 finishes.
Interesting.
Teams can't pick in the top 4 the year after making the conference finals. That's an anti-Oklahoma City
yes, sure
deal.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Lottery odds allocated based on 2-year records, which is kind of what the WNBA does. Lottery extended to include all play-in teams, so you don't
That's
have to
been
make the
discussed.
choice.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
And then flatten the odds for all the lottery teams.
What does that mean?
Like everybody has the same odds.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
1 through 14, basically. Everybody's got the same.
Is the last one enough? So every team would have, what would the percentage be? See, I'm not good at understanding
I wouldn't even know. Yeah, I shouldn't even
You wouldn't even hazard a guess, yeah.
No.
Well, it's encouraging that they're thinking, and it's encouraging that they're not going to table this for a committee and maybe make some determination 2 or 3 years down the line. And it's good to see that they're not listening to anything that Mark Cuban has said on the subject. Basically, right? Because Cuban is like, let's endorse it. Let's embrace this. This is great. This is what everybody wants.
How about this?
By the way, how many times have you been to a game and not remembered whether your team won it or not? That's another thing that Cuban said that I think's a lie.
Right.
I get it, not knowing the score of a game, but you're going to tell me most people remember for a long time. Yeah, they end up losing that game, whatever the case. I don't buy the Cuban. Nope, it doesn't matter. I was just there. You remember most times the wins and the losses. Not 10 years later, obviously. But I'm just saying, that
but
doesn't
also,
make sense.
you and I remember a game we went to 20 years ago together, the Mark Madsen
that's
game.
also true.
We definitely remember that.
Yeah, you're right. Only because they tried to tank in that game.
We'll never forget that.
Yeah.
And that was to keep the best lottery odds to get, I think, pick 6, which is what they ended up getting.
That's true. Fourth quarter 4.
I like about this is part of the story. Sources said Mike Krzyzewski, the senior advisor to basketball operations for the league office, delivered a message at Thursday's meeting that there should be a prompt, tasteful attack on the problem and that all involved should be prepared to respond to what the league enacts in the coming months and years.
Krzyzewski's in on this?
And that's the headline. I don't even care what he said or what his message was, but the Coach K's involved because why wouldn't he be? He's Coach K.
Oh, he's bored, too. He's got nothing else to do.
He doesn't.
Right?
They just had like the 40-year anniversary of Krzyzewskiville in Cameron
Did
Indoor.
they really? Yeah.
And he went out and talked to the students in the tents and, said it's about you and we do this together. We're all on the same team. 1 Minnesota, 1 Duke. It was perfectly Duke. And I like Duke. And I don't hate him.
Well, we could. I mean, Royce has always been a Coach K agitator. I should have brought that up. Yeah, because he would have enjoyed that story. He would have been rolling his eyes at that one.
And I'm sure you guys both had a lot of things to say at the 92 Final Four when the Fab Five came through here. Championship game. Remember, that was the game where Coach K beat Bob Knight in the semifinals, and that started the whole thing.
Yeah, that's right.
See, you could go. I don't know why we limit Royce to an hour. We just should just do a Royce show.
We could do that. I mean,
where you guys tell stories.
Well, I was going to talk about this later. That I mean, we got a bunch of texts saying you should do this every week, and I think that's too often probably, and I don't think that's something that would be of interest to Patrick. But that's the question. It's like, how do you thread the needle? Like, how much is too much? How often is not often enough? What's the What's the line there if I could get him to agree to something? Because part of it, I think, for him, too, is he's still got some loyalty to the Hubbards, and to that extent. So I don't know. Maybe it's a conversation that we can have because, if it was up to me, we would do it more often. I don't know what the right amount is, but we'll take that under consideration.
Quarterly's probably fair.
Quarterly might be the answer.
You do the state fair.
Quarterly, which we were going to do this year.
You do January. You do You do.
That's not a bad thought.
Spring break.
Yeah.
You could do once every 4 months.
Yeah, easily we could. We could do it. I mean, like I said, every time you're right. The other way to do it is when you do it, just give them a whole show. You just go start to finish and then it's like sports history, and not always sports. You might get a couple Trump cheap shots in there too. Just might.
Stearns County used to vote for Eugene McCarthy. It's brilliant. Your club. Here we go. I hope you looked at the link that I sent you to buy up real estate in Hammond, Indiana.
Whiting, Indiana.
Is it Whiting?
Whiting is next door. That's what the one you sent, near Hammond, where apparently the Chicago Bears are going to become the Hammond, Indiana Bears. Not even Gary, which that's the part that disappoints me. That's my dream. My dream was downtown Gary. That's apparently not an option. But there's a deal on the table that I think is going to end up being too good for the Chicago, Illinois Bears to turn down. I really think I'm not saying it's 100%, and I get there's still some playing around here.
Yep.
Jockeying, but I think that's the problem with Illinois is you wait too long, you're going to get burned on this thing, and it's going to get too far down the road, and the deal's going to be too good, and the Bears are going to say, bleep it, we're going. Kevin Warren's on the clock, man.
All right, that's true.
That's his job. If he doesn't get that job done, and I think what it sounds like is it wasn't going to get done in Illinois.
So what are we talking about? Today, a meaningful step. That is the quote forward today. Courtney Cronin's story, opening the door for the Bears to leave Illinois to potentially build a new domed stadium in Northwest Indiana. Indiana lawmakers in the State House Ways and Means Committee, one of your favorites, unanimously approved an amendment to Indiana State Bill 27 by a vote of 24-0 that would clear a path for the Bears to build a stadium. This would create the Northwest Indiana Stadium Authority. I assume the Kelm Helgens and the Helgens will be involved in it somehow. I heard you talking about that with Kessler last night. Here's the statement from the Bears. The passage of SB 27 would mark the most meaningful step forward in our stadium planning efforts to date. We are committed to finishing the remaining site-specific necessary due diligence to support our vision to build a world-class stadium near the Wolf Lake area.
Here's what I can tell you about that location. Little Danny Barrero would go to a day Cubs games because there were no night games back then, okay, in the 60s. And we would drive to Chicago, about 35 miles from Gary to the Chicago city limits. And one of the first things you see is Wolf Lake, a sign that says Wolf Lake.
There it is.
And somebody has even shown that sign today. It's apparently right around that area, which I think right now is nothing. I don't think there's anything there. That's the point. You're creating something out of nothing. How devastating will it be? In a sense, it is because of the history. Obviously, it's the Chicago Bears, man. It's George Halas. But I admit I'm not objective because I have too much Hoosier in me, and I actually think that part's kind of cool. And frankly, I just don't think Soldier Field. If it was going to stay in Illinois, it wasn't going to be Soldier Field anyway. So if it's not going to be in the city, I'm actually less offended as a Bears fan growing up.
Oh, interesting, yeah.
Than I would be if you could say, no, it doesn't have to be. I mean, because the only spot in Chicago was going to be Arlington Heights.
Right.
That's in the burbs. And that's fine, but that's not, lakefront Chicago, Illinois. So to me, it's not as emotional an idea if you're not going to stay in the city of Chicago anyway.
Oh, I think
that was a difference.
That was Indiana's play, probably, right?
No question.
Said, if you're moving anyway, we get it. If it's the Chicago Bears, it should be the Chicago Bears. But if it's not in Chicago anymore, what is the difference?
That's it. Because
fans from one area of the city are going to be annoyed, north or south.
Exactly.
If it goes to Arlington Heights,
right.
So it's interesting.
Yeah, and again, I've said this a million times. Northwest Indiana is considered part of the Chicagoland area. It's that close. It's like an outer ring burb in Chicago and a lot of places, it's in a direction of another state. It's not that unprecedented. It's, now again, is it now the time where whatever Illinois' best card is, that they'll finally play it, and that's the whole point of this? Maybe.
Yeah.
But I think it's very close to turning.
Well, I'll say this as we wrap up. The best part, and I feel for Arden Hills, because we remember what Arden Hills did.
Right.
And I wish Kessler was here today, because he would probably remember this, but remember, Arden Hills basically put together an unbelievable presentation, right? I mean, I'm envisioning models and graphs and charts and packets and just oodles of information on the day that the Vikings said, hey, or if it was even Governor Dayton, here's the deadline, get your plans in. And like an hour after that, the Minneapolis people grabbed like a one sheet and just handed it over and said, here's our proposal. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do it here at U.S. Bank. I mean, it was basically like me at my 5 colleges on the, by second semester. Here's my work. Yeah, I'm done.
Arden Hill still hasn't gotten over it.
No, I think they finally just decided what they're going to do with the munitions plant.
What is it? I don't even know.
I can't remember,
okay.
But I feel like they finally had some ideas now that they're putting through. But that's what with Kevin Warren, that's what you always got to worry about.
Look at that scenery, though. It's another one of it's a ski jumper and a Nordic combined in the snow.
Yeah.
How beautiful does that look? How dangerous does it look?
It looks beautiful, but it also, I've seen like some of the snowboard stuff when it's snowing like that, and everyone's bitter because it's, you can't do what you want to do.
I see.
You've got to, I don't know about for ski jumping, but you've got to dial it back and you've got to dial it down, and it opens up a whole world of possibilities that you weren't anticipating.
On your Arden Hills thing, you're right. I guess to an extent that this may bring back horrible memories, if indeed another place, in this case another state, is able to pull off what Arden Hills ultimately was not allowed to.
The stories a stadium could tell.
Right about that. Inbox is next, is that correct?
Looking good. We're in a good spot. JG at KFAN.com if you'd like to get in on the action.
And we still have the Snownomi to name. Is that in position?
It can be. I have it in my folder.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
it does exist.
Yes, the Snownomi architect has sent it to us.
I think we should get to that soon. I think maybe as soon as after this break, and then we can play it again very late in the show as well. The timing's good for Snownomi Moody in that just earlier today we had Mike Conley on and his return to the Wolves, to the Bumper to Bumper program. Good half hour with him between 3 and 3:30, and he didn't deny it either. He didn't deny the shall we say mercurial nature of some of our players.
I like how he says we have an emotional team, emotional group of guys.
Yes, and. And he wasn't even all that offended about what Rudy said. Said Rudy was right. Even if he, added the, requisite, better to do it in private than in public, et cetera, et cetera. So, Snownomi Moody and the timing's good for Snownomi Moody because what have we been told by Johnny and others about the Wolves? They're going to restart the season tomorrow night hosting the street clothes-less Dallas Mavericks. Even though actually now there's 2 more players in street clothes, including Kyrie, for the rest of the season. And you're at a point now where, okay, we had our Moody period, and now we've got to figure out, we got to finish as strong as we did a year ago. When we weren't particularly Moody, I think the Wolves went 20-5 the last 25 games last year, went in with a significant amount of momentum into the postseason. And what do we have left here? I think it's 26 games.
Correct.
Post All-Star break. So it's our gentle nudge of an attempt to say, Moody up till now. Now you put the moods aside. According to Johnny, Finchie's saying to this team, put the egos aside. Stop worrying about when you're playing, your point totals. Now we got to hunker down and do the things that are going to give us the best chance to make a significant run in the post-season. Snownomi Moody, courtesy of our buddy Ryan Donaldson. Also, you want a heartwarming story? A little quick with a local angle to
That'd
it?
be great. Why not? Always.
Well, Audra Martin had revealed via X, I think a day ago, that her pooch got away. This was in the Becker area. Couldn't find the dog. When I saw that tweet, I said, "Oh man, Godspeed. This rarely ends well." Well, apparently it's ending incredibly well.
Great news.
Audra announced an hour ago she's been found. Thank you to everyone who posted about her. She was under some trucks at the electric company. One of the employees who saw the post saw a bunch of paw prints, followed them, and there she was. My heart is bursting. Is there anything in this world, if you're a dog lover, is there anything in this world that is sweeter, more invigorating, more uplifting than having a second chance with a pooch that you thought you lost? Right? In all seriousness. I mean, it's as good as it gets. In a world in which there are obviously a lot bigger issues, it's okay to celebrate exactly what took place in this case. The idea that a dog that, I'm not going to say she gave up, but in the back of your mind, you go, what are the odds? How is that going to work out? And maybe this is the magic of social media in this case.
Could
the
be.
magic of X. Because it sounds like somebody that spotted the prints had read what she'd said and was maybe paying a little bit more attention than they otherwise would. Who's to say?
Somewhere in dog heaven, though, Ham the Christmas Miracle Bulldog is saying, what, a day, Lottie?
Exactly right.
Come on, one day?
There's not any question.
I was gone 3 months. And I came back.
It came back. That story will still never be topped.
Lottie the Olympic Miracle Bulldog.
That's it.
Or what kind of dog? I don't know what Lottie is.
It looks like a...
I don't know my dogs.
What is... That's a kind of a long-haired black coat, cute dog, long hair, not very tall. What is that dog?
It's little. I'm watching the video of the return, and it's a...
Is it emotional?
You would call it a yip dog. That's what you would call it.
Well, I give this a little more credit than a yip dog. A yip dog is actually smaller than this dog, and the yip dog, in my mind, tends to be shorter hair for whatever reason, even if that's not fair. It's all taste, but I'm glad that worked out very, very well.
That is great videos.
All right, let's get to the inbox.
It's time for Dr. Dan's Inbox.
Letters. Oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day.
Thursday, right around 4:30, unless Patrick Royce's in studio, then we kick it to 5:30. JG at KFAN.com. Dear Dr. Dan, sometimes change is needed, however subtle it may seem. Even though our local club ended an epic playoff drought under Jay Pohlad's fine leadership, there were a few slight missteps the past few years, so we decided to make a change. First thing I told you 2 months ago is that I'm an aggressive go big or go home guy, and I think our actions since then speak for themselves. First, I talked to the players, the coaches, and our fans to share my vision to earn back your trust, build a bridge to our fans, and create some positive momentum. And I talked, and I talked, and I talked, and I talked. Second, we further right-sized our payroll. Third, we told you to quit fixating on our payroll. Fourth, we told you that payroll be damned, we pursued a starting quality pitcher only to be edged out by those big market D Tigers. And last but not least, we announced that we will be selling beer for $2, but please read the fine print because this is only before the first pitch and only on Fridays and Saturdays. Dr. Dan, do you believe that we have already done enough to earn back your trust and build some positive momentum? This from T. Pohlad.
T. Pohlad, no, you've done nothing to earn my trust. You've done really more than any previous Pohlad to earn my contempt. I know you're the new kid or the new Pohlad, and we know you're really bright-eyed and bushy-tailed about this new endeavor, and you keep saying how you understand that you got to win people over, but you clearly don't understand that you need to win people over, because if you understood how you have to win people over, you wouldn't make the series of missteps that you just did with a straight face. I can't imagine if somebody said to me, well, here's how bad the Twins public relations is there any way that a Pohlad could make it worse? I'd say, well, yeah, there are several ways he could make it worse. He could further cut payroll, even if he doesn't call it right sizing, which has indeed happened. He could actually pretend that the Twins were serious about a free agent pitcher in which they were not even in the same ballpark, zip code, or solar system as the team who got him. And you can pretend that people are going to go, $2 beers? I'm on my way, even though I might leave before the first pitch because the beers are not going to be that same price the rest of the way. I would say all of those things actually are indicative of an individual who is trying, without even knowing it, or is I guess, in essence, making it worse, even if he's not trying to do so.
It's time for Dr. Dan's.
Got another one in this realm that just has too many good cheap shots.
We get letters. We get your letters.
Now, the last one had a bunch, too.
Dear Dr. Dan, hello and greetings from Fort Myers. After hearing my older brother's comments about who we almost landed, I'm wondering how much you guys miss never hearing from me anymore. But may I remind you about the exciting prospects and free agents we did land and are bringing to spring training, including 10-year MLB veteran Orlando Arcia, career 196 hitter David Banuelos, 260-pound switch-hitting slugger Josh Bell, weak-armed below-average hitter Victor Caratini, marginal prospect Kyler Fetko, Alex Jackson and his 153 average, iffy catching prospect Andrew Cassetti, infielder-outfielder Ryan Kreidler and his 138 average, career 141 slugger James Outman, light-hitting Alex Rodin and his 158 average, or underwhelming first baseman outfielder Eric Wageman. I know the ticket-buying public can't wait to see this roster in action for 17 home games in the month of April. Thanks for thinking of me, Jay Pohlad.
Oh, that might land in the Dr. Dan's Inbox Hall of Fame.
Seriously.
That was...
First of all, is this John Bonus? Who knows?
So
Who knows that
acerbic.
many Twins?
I mean, whose burner is it? Is it a name you recognize? Could be a burner name.
No, but it's one of our regulars.
It's absolutely... Well, good. First of all, good homework being done, because I'll take him at his word that all those statistical items were accurate. And it couldn't be... He could not have laid it out any more brilliantly than he did, other than to say... Oh, by the way, we have noticed, right? Tom Pohlad's insulted by the over-under on victories for his favorite baseball
like
team.
72 and a half, 73
Whatever
and a half.
it is, he says it's absurd, and we're going to be somehow contending. Baseball can be a funny game, as Dr. Dan has learned, but I think we'll all agree that's a bit of a long shot at this point. That was well done.
It's time for Dr. Dan's.
I have no idea if all those guys are actually twins, but they were all
Doesn't
very
matter.
cheap shots.
It's all worth it.
We get your letters every day.
Dear Dr. Dan, the saddest thing in life, wasted talent. I can't throw the ball to myself, Dr. Dan. We had K. Cousins. He left. We had S. Darnold. He left. Won a Super Bowl. We're left with JJ, the quarterback that apparently can't be trusted to throw over the middle. I'm patient, Dr. Dan, but another season like that, I'm afraid I may be the next out the door. This from Jay Jefferson.
Well, the question there is always going to be, at what point does Jay Jefferson want to be out the door? He's obviously tried to be the good soldier. He's tried to say all the right things. This is the Dr. Dan prediction. He'll hang in for one more year. I think that's it. And I still don't expect him to be the kind of player who's going to make a big production
Agree.
of his unhappiness. But I think behind the scenes, if the Vikings struggle again offensively, if the quarterback, whatever the program is or whatever the plan is, fails again, I would be shocked. Well, I'll put it this way. I will start to question whether Justin Jefferson wants to win as much as we all assume he does. If after another year of this nonsense, if it turns out to be nonsense again in 2026, he does not quietly say, okay, it's been fun for a while, but it's not fun anymore. I need to get out of Dodge. Send me to a contender. Give me your best deal, but it's time. Doesn't sound like Royce is in favor of Kirk O'Chain's coming back. Did you get that impression?
I got that vibe. Speaking of subtle, he's usually very subtle, and I picked up on the subtleties there. Dear Dr. Dan, have you been watching what this M Gophers women's basketball team is up to? It's bringing back some great memories in our group chat from our time together in the barn, and we can't wait to see where this team and this season go from here. This from El Whalen and Jay McCarville, two of your favorites.
Hard to
Another one
argue.
of our regulars.
That's very true. Have you talked to Elle Whalen about the direction of the club?
Yes.
She has to be very
Very proud.
encouraged and happy
Loves it.
to see what has taken place here. It's the first real sign. What is it? What did we say? Did you say it was 2018 last time we made the postseason?
Yes, the March Madness,
And
yes.
what we love about this is they're not going to back in. I mean, they're not going to be on the bubble. They're not going to be the team and go, Lenardi's got them in. Bozic has got them out. That kind of thing. They're in. They've only got, what did you tell me, 2 Big Ten games left regular season?
Correct.
And then they're going to be a top 5 seed in the conference tournament, are they not?
Yeah, they have an inside track right now
For a double bye, correct?
Yeah, if they can
And
beat
all of
Michigan
this
State.
also means there's a good chance they would host the first 2 games, first 2 rounds at the NCAA tournament, correct?
Exactly right.
Are you kidding me?
As a top 4 seed in March Madness.
That's a story. That's a story about excellence, and we're seeing it right in front of us. It played out again last night. You were there for it, shockingly.
Eventually.
I think you got there just in time for the start of the second half, if I'm not mistaken.
I got there for the first T-shirt toss.
That's pretty much it. Gophers taking out number 10, Ohio State. So, yeah, we're not in the usual busy period because we got the Olympics. But, the Wolves have been off. The Wild are obviously off. The Vikings are done, sort of, kind of. So it's a great opportunity, I think, to gain interest of the casual sports fan moving forward. There's nothing to lose investing in finally a legitimate college basketball product that is growing legitimately right before our eyes.
It's time for Dr. Dan's Inbox.
Oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day.
Dear Dr. Dan, after listening to your next guest, or last guest, I'm wondering if the next Turkey of the Year could possibly be the new GM of the Vikings when I return. When I get released from my current contract, I could sign for the veteran minimum. I just want to make sure someone will shovel my condo. My announcement will come the next time you have P. Royce in studio. Just let me know, and I will get it worked out. This from Kay Cousins.
Well, I'm not sure I'm quite as down on the idea as P. Royce, but I'm not going to lie, it really wouldn't do much to inspire me. I'm not sure how much he has left. I know a lot of people point to 1 or 2 games down the stretch, and I understand in the position they're in, you're not going to get a first ballot Hall of Famer. Options aren't going to be all that good. But I'm hoping, I think there's a lot of Vikings fans hoping that there might be another QB, another veteran QB available that might be a little less long in the tooth, relatively speaking, who could be the quote-unquote veteran answer to, at the very least, compete for the job and potentially even maybe take it or get it when inevitably J.J. McCarthy gets hurt again. I mean, you sound like you're all in on the return of Kirko.
I just don't know who else. The rest of the options, I'm just not that inspired by.
I'm not inspired by any of the options, but I would say I don't think Cousins is that inspiring either.
No, and I definitely don't like the idea that we talked about last week where they just say, it's your job, Kirko, come on back.
Yeah.
I don't think that is the right thing to do. But can you get him if he's just going to be a backup? I don't know.
That's the question. I don't know how much leverage he's going to have. I don't think much, to be honest with you, but maybe I'm underestimating the power of Kirko.
Want to do a few walk-offs
Yeah,
here?
might as well.
It's time for Dr. Dan's Inbox.
Oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day.
Dear Dr. Dan, really excited for spring training to start to see what the season can bring. Why do our arms all suddenly hurt? This from Jay Ryan, Z Matthews, and D Festa, and every other Twins pitcher, apparently.
Oh, I thought you were just going to keep going.
I can. If you want to say anything, you can.
I got nothing there. Yeah.
Dear Dr. Dan, it's amazing today. I don't know how many letters we have total. I would say 70% of them are Twins related.
Really?
Yes. Dear
You know
Dr.
what?
Dan.
Hope springs eternal. Actually, cynicism springs
That's
eternal.
it. None of them are hopeful.
Snark springs eternal.
I came so close to signing with the Twins. It's true. It was so hard to turn down their discounted September leftover souvenirs and $2 beers in favor of taking the Tigers' cash. That from F. Valdez.
Has anybody from his camp been asked to comment on T. Pohlad's comment?
Not that I've seen.
I'd love to. Now, again, in Detroit, they don't care probably, but I'd love somebody to have the opportunity to follow that up. Maybe the first time they come to town. Maybe we can get A. Gleeman to go into the visiting clubhouse and find out, hey, did you get a good offer from the Twins as well? Just to see.
Dear Dr. Dan, we were in on Valdez. We only had 2.5 months to repair what my brother destroyed. We have since right-sized my brother. That from T. Pohlad.
Wow.
Dear Dr. Dan, what's the big deal? A lot of teams play their home games in different states, and our fans don't even think it's the top 10 of our problems. This from the NY Jets.
Ooh. Yeah, it's not in their top 10 of their
comparison.
problems. Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, the Giants play in Jersey. They both do.
They both do.
That's, I think, a little closer, although with traffic congestion, probably not that much. I think in this case, it's because we're not used to it. I think that's a lot of it. I really do. I think that's a significant part of it. And it's hard for people to understand this when they hear Indiana. Oh, what do you mean Indiana? It's like, well, no, we're not talking about Indianapolis. We're talking about Northwest Indiana, which is right across the border from Illinois. And hell, it's an easy skyway jaunt from the Gary area to the city of Broad Shoulders. So, or is it Big Shoulders? I can't even remember. It's my city. But I think it's just the idea of it because the Bears are, one of those legacy franchises. They've been around forever. They're associated with the city, as they should be, the city of Chicago. But it's what I said earlier. If I thought Kevin Warren was depriving the Bears of staying in the city by considering this offer, I might get it. But I think the ship has sailed. I think the only choices left are Arlington Heights, which, is about a hop, skip, and a jump from where I went to high school. It's a highly populated, very successful area northwest of the city, northwest suburbs, or going to, the Gary, Hammond, Indiana area, just on the other side of the border with the southern part of Chicago and Illinois. I'd say I just don't think it's quite as traumatic or as emotional at all, because I don't think anybody is going to feel particularly emotional about the Bears being in Arlington Heights. The emotion part was leaving the city of Chicago itself, the lakefront itself. You associate the Bears with the lakefront, and I think that dream is already gone. It's just a matter of whether Indiana can finish the job, and I think they got a pretty good shot to do it.
Dear Dr. Dan, I'm usually known in Minnesota as a grumpy grandpa, but I might be turning a corner. I was in your studio for an hour and predicted a big Wild and Wolves run. P. Royce.
He did. He said he actually did say the Wild will play into June.
He loves Minnesota.
I think he likes the Wild better than the Wolves.
Yes, he does.
He said Wolves could probably win a couple of rounds.
Yep.
Is what he said. So, we'll see. We did have a good conversation with Mike Conley, M. Conley, at the start of the show. His first time back since coming back. He practiced with the team this afternoon and had a lot to say about that. And I think he wants to believe they can go even further. If you ask me to say which team has a better chance to go far, I might say the Wild, but my hesitation in doing it is only that we've got no track record. There's no equity established, right? Now, that doesn't mean you can't make a big jump in 1 year, including, it's certainly in a year in which you make the kind of big trade that they already have and the possibility of they're making another one before the hockey deadline. But the Wolves, we cannot forget, at least, have made. They've already shown the ability to fight, to sort of confront the playoff wars, the hand-to-hand, basically hand-to-hand combat that takes place. It's grueling. And if you got that in your back pocket, I don't think that should be taken for granted. Wild still have to prove they can win a single playoff series, even if they are better equipped to do so.
There you go. There's your Dr. Dan's inbox.
That's well done. We'll come back for our final half hour of a very busy program today. We'll also give you more details on what we have coming up on tomorrow's show. help here, if at all possible, on your end. We have another. We obviously had the celebration earlier. The U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team trailing 1-0 late in the third. They scored a tie, and then they end up winning it in overtime. And by the way, in the gold medal game, there is no shootout. That's the one round in which
good to know.
They'll keep playing forever and ever and ever. That's the one exception to the rule. I meant to make that point a little bit earlier in the broadcast. We have a U.S. winner in women's figure skating as well. For 20 years, American women have fallen short of the Olympic medal podium in figure skating, period. At times they came close. At others, they were in the same ice, but hardly in the same galaxy as their rivals. It has been even longer since the U.S. produced an individual gold medalist at the Games. We all recognize those names, don't we? Peggy Fleming, Dorothy Hamill, Christy Yamaguchi, Tara Lipinski, Sarah Hughes, and now, as Wall Street Journal gal tells us, we got another. Alyssa Liu, L-I-U, am I pronouncing that right? L-I-U, the easygoing 20-year-old from Bay Area, became the first U.S. woman, to win individual gold since 2002, earlier tonight, breaking a streak that went all the way back to before Liu was even born. She looks like, you want to talk about thrill of victory? The photos I'm looking at indicate very much thrill of victory.
She apparently looked into the camera and yelled, "That's what I'm bleeping talking about."
Seriously?
Yeah, that's great.
I was so calm. I feel good. I feel confident. And I put it all out there. And I don't even think the French judge, apparently in this case, could get in the way. So there's another significant story regarding U.S. Olympic success for the United States of America. I'm sure that'll be all replayed again tonight, correct?
Olympics in primetime.
You love that, don't you? You love that whole primetime
I love
thing.
Tirico. I love the whole bit.
All right, so we know Team USA comes back to beat Canada in women's hockey. We know the men play semifinal during our show tomorrow, correct?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, again, no chance to get Russo. And apparently, this is being suggested as our most impressive medals. Team USA's most impressive medals at the Olympics were not gold. And this goes back to, I guess, one of those events in which we've never really existed, and that would be cross-country skiing.
Okay.
We're not very good, nor have we ever been very good in cross-country skiing, but in this case, maybe the better way to put it is like this. We won one men's cross-country skiing medal in 100 years. We got 2 silvers in a week with Ben Ogden and Gus Schumacher. I don't know if either of them are local.
Right.
But it shouldn't matter. That's impressive.
They're Americans.
It's another example of sneaky events, hidden events that are worthy of a little bit of consideration as well, don't you think? And that's the way I look at it for sure. We talked about Schifrin. She's done now, though, right? That was her last event, I think. Because I think
so.
skiing's done. Slalom and downhill is all.
A lot of stuff is wrapping up here.
Yeah, we're getting down to it. Right? What's tomorrow, Friday?
Yeah. Look at the cross-country skiing right now.
Oh, I love it. Snow globe. It's beautiful.
That feels worse.
Shot.
That feels worse than a snow globe. That feels like a snowami.
Does it really feel that
feels like
bad?
Tsunami Moody.
Yeah. I'm glad Lavel's listening because I did save his tweet from earlier today. We are in U.S. women's curling team is in the semifinals tomorrow as well. So another great chance to achieve a medal or, even beyond that. So still a lot of stuff to pay attention to. I'm assuming the gold medal game in men's hockey is Sunday. I don't know it.
Yes.
It is Sunday?
And it's earlier in the morning. I think it's 7 a.m. our time. I'm pretty sure.
Is it?
It's 7 or 8, yeah.
Well, then maybe that's the answer. They win the gold, and then we get Garen on after that on sermons. If your time's right.
You know how hammered Garen's going to be if they win the gold medal on Sunday morning?
I don't think he's going to be hammered that soon, is he? Right after the game?
Well, you have to get hammered.
I see.
Right now, do you think we could call Taylor Heisey right now? I'm guessing no.
Probably not, but
You definitely can't call Parker.
No, I think Garen, I think there's still a shot at we'll see. Now, if they lose, there's no shot, I'm guessing, because it'll be too, at that point, too raw, as competitive as he is.
Yep.
So I think it'd be unlikely. Oh, look at this. We just had
a collision?
Two Nordic skiers just combined on the course. Is that what happens then? That did not look pleasant.
You get up and keep going.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's exactly what they're doing. Now, but is there like
he
fell again.
Oh, I tell you, this snow is not helpful for anybody.
That's too much. He's not happy now. Can you blame him?
Hey, you can't even see.
What are the rules on that? This is the Nordic Combined Team Sprint.
Okay.
Which, I'm not going to lie to you, it looks hard.
Looks brutal.
Looks taxing, doesn't it?
They're going up the hill right now.
Yeah.
Like what they're doing right now, that hill is probably steeper than it looks. And have you ever tried to go up a hill on skis?
I've never been on skis in my life.
Never?
No.
It's not easy. Let me tell you.
Look at that. They're climbing. They're ascending to the peak.
Yeah. You got to angle your skis like that and kind of V them out.
In a blizzard. It's like a blizzard right now. Can barely see. You think you got to be in good shape there?
Oh, it's brutal.
What kind of shape do you think you have to be in to be able to pull that off? How much training?
Years and years and years.
You have to do, don't you?
Well, I remember watching, speaking of cross country, like when Jessie Diggins would win her medals, and then they interview them right after for TV, and they're all out of breath. Why wouldn't they be? Like, you can't just catch your breath after this in 30 seconds to talk to Andrea Joyce.
No.
You need a little bit of a recovery period, but they don't get it for the NBC broadcast.
I had one other Olympic story I was looking for. Now I can't find it. Who was the Wisconsin speed skater with thighs the size of huge tree trunks?
The new one?
Yes.
Oh.
Is it Ogden? Double check. Is it Ben Ogden? Or is it a different name? Wisconsin speed skater, right? Not Eric Heiden from back in the day. But I think he got upset in his most recent event, had to settle for silver. Am I wrong? Am I hallucinating? Did I dream that?
Are you thinking of Jordan Stolz?
Yeah, that's close enough to Ben Ogden, isn't it?
Well, Ogden, to your defense, was a cross-country skier.
That's right. Okay.
That you may have just brought up.
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, you're right. What's the name? Yeah, Stolz. Didn't he just have to settle for silver in his most recent event?
Yes. Finished behind a Chinese skater in the 1,500 meter.
1,500, yeah. All right. So there you have it.
Won the gold in the 1,000, won the silver in the 1,500.
It's a beautiful thing. Is anybody else ever going to get good in women's Olympic hockey?
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember, women's hockey here just started like 30 years ago.
True.
So I don't know if it has caught on worldwide quite yet.
Nordic countries, maybe? Best chance?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Like for the men.
More than likely, that's the case. That's what I'm hoping for. All right, let's do this. Let's get a pause in. We've got much to review from today's very eclectic and busy program. We'll remind you of some good stuff we have coming up on tomorrow's show. And how about maybe we, again, offer up our official naming of yesterday's Snownomi, courtesy of our good friend Ryan Donaldson. Don't go away.
Show Wrap is presented by American Pressure, commercial-grade pressure washer since 1975.
It's the Bumper to Bumper Show Wrap.
Snownomi Moody.
Will that be our last Snownomi of the year? That's the question. It's probably too early to say that because we generally get a decent amount of snow in March as well. I want to thank Mike Conley, who joined us, got reacquainted with us and with the audience. Feels like he's been gone forever. It's only been 2 weeks, but a lot of water under the bridge. And he talked about the whole process for him and his family and his thoughts about coming back to the club, reaction from the players, what he feels, what he sees as his role the rest of the way. And that was right at the start of the program. They said about 3:02. Plenty of Olympic hockey conversation after that. In addition, we had Patrick Royce in studio between 4 and 5 o'clock today. Could have gone longer, as it is, went a little bit into the 5. Podcastable, downloadable as well. We named the Tsunami, more Olympic conversation, Dr. Dan's inbox with some outstanding snark today for sure. And as you mentioned, much of it allegedly centering around your favorite baseball team, the Minnesota Twins.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I'd say 70% of it.
Well, you know what it is? In what way are they most relevant right now? It's for snark.
Yeah.
They have great relevance to snark, and that's the calling card of this program from time to time. So it's an audience that knows the host of the show, and a producer who also knows what the host is looking for in terms of red meat. So it worked out for everybody.
And it's the abyss because of the Olympic break.
Yeah, that's true,
the Wolves
too.
and the Wild haven't played. So there's not a ton.
By tomorrow, we're going to be talking Tsunami mood again, right? By tomorrow night or Sunday after the Wolves lay an egg Friday night against an outmanned Dallas club.
Right.
It's the recipe for us finding a way to lose.
It is. It really is.
But maybe the head coach has gotten through to the players to say, okay, we get it, long season, meat grinder, but now
It's
it really isn't that long to the finish line, right? 26 games. That's it. You can see the end of the season from here now, right? The end of the regular season. It's just not, the whole thought of it is just not that crazy at all, one could say. So tomorrow, no guessing again? Are we just giving him the week off?
I haven't asked him, but we hadn't really talked about it.
Seifert the week off. I guess we could, although then I might want to add something. We do have Lavelle for the second time this week. He's scheduled to join usual time, 5:30. And, we could maybe I put in a request to Mitch Lawrence. We haven't had Mitch on in a while.
Good time to do it.
NBA season restarting. Is it tomorrow? Is anybody playing tonight? I don't even know.
Yes.
Oh, there are some games tonight.
Yeah, there are a lot of games tonight, actually.
Okay. All right.
Detroit, New York, one of the good ones.
Okay.
Phoenix, San Antonio, Davie.
There's a bunch.
Boston, Golden State. Yeah, it's a prime video night. Clippers and the Nuggets. Yeah, a lot of teams playing tonight. The Wolves open the post-All-Star break portion of the season in the 6th spot right now. We are a game behind the Lakers in the loss column for the 5, half game out of 4, game and a half out of 3.
I think I read today among the top 6 teams in the West, we have the second toughest remaining schedule.
Really?
At least on paper.
Wow.
It's not a dramatic difference between them and some of the other teams, but I also think we have the fewest number of back-to-back games, for whatever that's worth. You can drive yourself crazy.
Yes, you can find the number you want.
You can find any number that you want, but the teams we're playing are definitely over 500 overall. I don't have the exact schedule in front of me, but that's indeed what it indicates. So I'm just going to be glad to have some games going again, just stuff to bounce off of. And we got a ways to go for, when do the Wild restart? Will you check the date on that? That's a ways off, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they get a little bit of a break
More of a break on the back end. And then we hit the ice running. We're in Colorado, our first game back to play the Lanch, correct? That's our first game back, if I'm not mistaken.
And that is a week from tonight.
A week from tonight, okay.
Yep, February 26th.
Okay, fair enough. Has anybody checked in with Kaprizov lately? Is he using his off time wisely?
I haven't seen.
I don't even know what that means exactly.
Yeah, I haven't seen what he's been up to.
I mean, is he training hard, or is he in a beach somewhere?
Probably both.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Probably both.
You could definitely do that. Just looked at a map. Wolf Lake Indiana is halfway to Toledo. What does that mean exactly?
From Chicago?
Sure. Yeah, I don't even know what that means. Is he making it sound like it's further away from Chicago than it really is? I don't know. It's not that far. It's a different direction.
Yeah.
That people aren't used to for all the obvious reasons, but it's south of the city instead of north of the city. Everything, The beautiful people are north. Many of them. There's no question about that. But let me tell you something, man. They all have their fancy cars, their fancy drivers. They'll find a way to get there.
They'll get to. If there's one thing I've learned,
how many games? How many home games do you have?
If there's one thing I've learned
8,
about living
9?
in the ritzy suburbs is, they can find a party bus to take you anywhere.
It's not that difficult. I don't think. I don't think it would be. Now the question would be: do they move what about Hallis Hall?
Right.
You keep Hallis Hall?
Probably.
I think you probably do because again, it's just game day.
Right.
And I guess night before, if you deal with a hotel or whatever,
yeah, which could be anywhere.
Which could be anywhere. I don't think that can be. That should be difficult. I forgot. Give Bridgewater a shot, as in Teddy Bridgewater. What are you smoking? I don't think that's.
That's probably. He's
likely.
retired like 3 times.
Mike Conley at your pleasure. Royce's a national treasure. T-Pups Moody at their leisure. Wolves and Fa. Not bad. You got to kind of play with the rhymes a little bit. A lot of people wanted Tsunami Blakemore. I'm not going to do that to him. I'm not going to, it's just like, he's a human being. He's not just a symbol for all you, a punching bag for all you goofballs out there. Even I have my limits. Even you, I think, have your limits.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I was prepared to do it.
I don't really know that.
I was fine doing Tsunami Start Your Commute
Well, my
earlier.
concern with that was that literally just developed yesterday. And then how many, do you lose the number of people? I know we never really worry about that. I mean, they're all inside jokes to a large degree. But your other idea that you gave, the last one you gave me, I think ultimately to me had the greatest staying power, so to speak. And still, I think was, kind of timely. Will the Bears be called the Chicago Bears of Indiana?
Probably could.
They could be. I think they're still going to be the Chicago Bears, just like the New York Giants. They're not the Jersey Giants.
They're
right?
not.
They're not the Jersey Jets.
Correct.
So I don't think there's all that much.
When the Pontiac Silverdome, they didn't call them the Detroit Lions of Pontiac.
They didn't.
Was it Pontiac, Michigan?
And by the way, Pontiac was a hike from Detroit.
You guys always say that.
It was awful. It was like 2 days.
Detroit Pistons, Auburn Hills. That's a suburb, right?
Auburn Hills, not that far from the Silverdome.
Yeah, it's only recently that the Detroit teams have all been right in the city.
They're back in the
they're
city,
all right
which is
next
great.
to each other, which is awesome.
It's awesome, and I still think it's the preference, but you got to have a deal.
It's too bad the Quick Lane Bowl is no longer.
This is a callback to asking about the possibility of Royce being on more often. Can we move Kessler Kami to radio to quarterly? Wow. That's a shot. Dan Minnesota domed over Mike Ditka's roller domed dead body. That ship has already sailed, Minnesota.
Yep.
They
won a Super Bowl. They won a Final Four.
Yeah, I mean, again, I prefer outdoors. I'm with you. That's the tradition. But that decision, whether it was going to be in Hammond, Indiana, Chicago, Illinois, or Arlington Heights, it was going to be one of those new super-domed structures, allegedly state-of-the-art, et cetera. That ship had most assuredly sailed. Fan on Demand is coming up, and then it's Abyss time, so it'd be more. I haven't listened to Dan Patrick in a while. Things are still good with him, I assume?
He's doing great.
He's doing great.
Had a good Super Bowl week like he always does.
Yeah.
He's only got, I think, a year and a half left or so.
Oh, that's right. He's on the
retiring
retirement
in 2028.
tour. And then what's he going to do?
Whatever he wants.
Oh, okay. So will he be out completely, you think, or do you think he'll have to dabble?
I don't know. I don't know him. So
I don't either.
He said he wants to just go live in Italy for a while.
Really?
Well, he said he wants the ability to do it. We'll see if it
I
happens.
think he probably has that. That's for sure. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and we'll chat with you tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Thank you for the memories. Thank you for the great time. We love you, Dan.
Well, go Twins. Thank you for the airtime, and I'll talk to you soon.